Hi there, Neil here, the Twisted Light Worker. Today's timeless treasures, I'm going to share with you a way that you can prove that energy is flowing all around us and through us, through our hands, and maybe the healing hands. Maybe that'll help you understand why Reiki and things of that nature work. The energy flow through martial artists when they're in sparring with their opponent. All of that is energy that we have the ability to influence some kind of control with. And there's energy happening from each hand. It'll be a little bit different. We have one hand will be like the North Pole of a magnet, and the other hand will be like the South Pole of a magnet, or positive and negative on batteries. All of those things are similar, and it coincides with breath, because when we hold our breath with deep, full lungs, that'll be different than holding our breath with empty lungs, because one of them will produce more of the negative energy and one will produce more of the positive. Not as in good and bad or anything like that way, just to define them similar to electricity. So beside me here I have 2 glasses of water. And this is what you need to do in order to prove to yourself that you have the control of energy through your fingertips. So you take a glass of water, and it's best to use tap water, because the more pure the water, the harder it is to actually notice the changes that are taking place. So you hold the water so that your fingers are together like that, and your thumbs are together on the back like that. And you hold it in front of your solar plexus, and you gaze down into the water, and you deep breathe. Take a full breath of air, hold it as long as you can comfortably. Exhale slowly while you're staring down into the glass. Stare into the glass and hold your breath as long as you can comfortably. Do that a minimum of 12 times. That'll be what it takes to really charge the water and get a full influence of what changes that are actually taking place. So once you've done that, now what I want you to do is take a mouthful of the one that you've charged, swish it around your mouth. Notice 2 things. Notice the flavor and notice the texture. Pay real close attention to both, because you're not going to end up with a big change of difference. Not like making a thing of Kool-Aid where you dump in the sugar in the package of ingredients to make Kool-Aid. No. It's a very, very subtle difference, but you will notice it. And then take the same with this one. Swish it around your mouth and notice both the flavor and the texture. If you do that, I guarantee that you'll notice a difference in either the flavor or the texture, or in some cases, both. I've had people who have total disbelief in this whole thing, and they sat down and I had them do it. Not once had they not noticed a difference. The key, though, is making sure that you're looking for the subtle differences, and you can go back and forth to verify that it actually did make a difference. Here's something that's really wild. If you have a glass of that charged water just before you go to bed, it'll be hard for you to go to sleep. You'll toss and turn for a little longer than normal. But if you have a glass of that charged water a couple hours before you go to sleep, chances are it'll help you remember a dream, and you might even get some messages from the divine that's inside you in the dreams. So there is a way to prove that energy is real and we have the control of it. So healing hands. When Jesus had the healing hands to heal people, Reiki artists have the same. Now you know why. Now you know why. So I encourage you to put the whole water trick into a test. Test it for yourself. You don't have to believe me. I prefer you don't. I prefer you actually take the time and do the test, and you'll see for yourself the subtle differences is there in either the flavor or the texture. It's amazing. So some of you think I'm pretty twisted. This ought to prove it to you that even when you're twisted, you can have some fun and have some truth. With a good laugh and a good experiment that you can do yourself, I'm going to leave you at this short video with the job. I'm going to leave you with the job of doing this experiment and prove it to yourself that it works. And as always, the Twisted Lightworker here, wishing you and yours peace profound.